Good morning, everybody. Hi, how are we all doing? I have been doing a little bit of perusing, just seeing what's new in the zoo, in the makeup world. And, you know, I haven't been doing too much makeup shopping, but there were a few things that I just felt like I had to try. Some new launches that have been very much talked about by me. I just felt like I had to get my hands on a few things and just put them to the test. And now that we're in the peak of summer, I know it doesn't look like it. It's a very cloudy, rainy week for us here in the PNW, but we're just going forward and pretending nonetheless. I'm in my full pale. In my full fairness, I did successfully finally scrub off a lingering fake tan that's just been hanging on for dear life, and I was kind of inspired to try some things while we're here. So let's get ready together, trying out some new makeup, and I wanted to put it to the test for you. Now, first of all, one of my favorite SPF tints that I've ever tried has been the CL Tint and Protect SPF 50 tinted serum. Now this one's in the shade 4. I always go under to check what it is, but it's on the side. The shade 4 is beautiful. The most fair shade looked like chalk. It's just one of those things where a lot of the products that we know and love might work really well in the warmer, deeper shades, but the most fair shades are always a little bit chalky and just sit not so great on the skin. So this is a product that I've tried long ago. I know that I didn't like it, even though it is a beloved product by so many people. So I just thought I would pick up the Ilia Super Serum Skin Tint SPF 40. So I got this in the lightest shade. This is in the shade 0.5 Sky. And I know that even back then I didn't like it when I was using the deepest shade. So I thought, well, now that we're here in the fair skin at summertime, I love a tinted SPF. I think so many of the tinted SPFs really pull warm and very bronzy and orangey on the skin. So I did see this. It popped up as new at Sephora, so I don't know if they redid it, reformulated it. Was it new in Canada? I'm not sure, but I figured we would just put this to the test. And that's just because it's not a new product. It's not new to me. I have tried this before, but it's been so long. And also, not something that we've tried in the fair world. Now, I will say that they did have, oh yeah, that's very light. Yeah, that's very light indeed. Wow, wow. Now, I will say that they did have a deeper shade. I believe it was 2.5, and they have olive tones. They have olive shades, but it did look a little bit warm for me. I'm not sure. Now I'm kind of thinking, oh, maybe I should have tried it because this is actually very, very light, which is good news for my fair gals out there. There's definitely a light shade for you, but as I'm blending this in, it really does just look like white sunscreen. But I won't judge a book by its cover. Products like this can take a little minute to settle in, or as they sit on your skin, it can soak in. But with a tinted SPF, with something like this that's like a serum, I kind of want to blend it in with my fingers and just pat it in and see how it goes. So far, so good. I'm not seeing any bits sitting on top. I think now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, have I gotten a little bit of color? I swear I've been living in my sunscreen, okay? But you can get a little tan even if you are wearing sunscreen. So I probably could have actually gotten a deeper shade, but I just really want to kind of pile this on and see how it blends out. It's kind of a little bit tacky. It's not totally serumy. Whenever I blend the Lisa Eldridge tint on, it's just seamless. It's nothing. It's so juicy. This one's got a little bit of a stickiness to it, but it also has SPF in it. So I expected as much, but maybe I'll pick up a deeper shade too and see how that goes because it is blending in very nicely. I've got my lighter moisturizer on. I have my Dew Instant Angel moisturizer underneath and then my In Beauty Pro C Serum. So I mean, it looks gorgeous. Not much coverage whatsoever, but it is a skin tint, so I wouldn't expect too much coverage, but I do think that put a nice layer over top. Yeah, very light. Very impressed by that. It has given me a little bit of a chalky glow, so I think I could have one deeper. But that's just a product that I've been curious to retry for some time. So that's the Ilia Skin Tint. I've also reached the point where you wake up and suddenly the Botox is gone. The Bobo has left the building. Yeah, looks good. Looks good so far. Okay, now I'm gonna use the Vive Silhouette Stick. This is in the shade Light. I have already used this before, but it still technically is new in, and it has been so beautiful, especially for fair skin. They also have a fair shade. I just kind of like this shade. It's nice. I've been using it all over, even on my eyes, and I think it's so pretty. It gives the most lovely natural looking contour, and then it does give a little bit of warmth as well. Like as you blend it out, there is a little bit of warmth in it, which I think is just so nice. So I'm just using my Refer 04 brush, I was supposed to say 05, my 04 brush to blend that out. This is the brush that I usually use for blush, but based on your guys' recommendation, I had my Smith Cosmetics 157 brush, and I don't know when I showed it or if I was washing my brushes recently or something, but some of you were like, girl, that brush needs to go. I didn't realize that once it turns like green and blue on the end of the bristles, that means it's moldy. I was like, what? Is that true, you guys? I have had it for so long, like so many years, and it is pretty gross. Like I've certainly used it to death for sure. But I did take your guys' word for it and decided to part ways and put her to rest. So I'm now using my blush brush, which has honestly been so fine for blending this out. And I kind of just loosely do this all over. Sometimes I'll grab an eyeshadow brush if I'm just doing like my quick everyday makeup. I'll just use whatever brush I'm using to blend everything out and kind of do an underpainting style and just put that everywhere, all over the eyes, all over the nose. It just adds a really nice sculpted look. Love, love, love the colors from Vive. They did such a good job on that. Now I've been very curious about some of the new Rhode launches. I'm not gonna lie to you, I had also picked up their bronzer, which I think I'm actually going to return because it's a little bit too warm. It's a little bit warm. But I also really like the look of the highlight milk because I do love to apply products onto my chest, my chesticles, and on my arm when I'm getting ready for kind of special events and things like that. So just kind of a multi-purpose liquid highlight I actually thought would be something that I would really enjoy. So this is the shade 2, very cute, and this is it in my palm. It is very wet, very, very liquidy indeed, but I kind of wanted to just see how that would look on the face. This is probably something that I could put as a last step, actually. But this is the champagne shade and it looked so soft and natural. Oh, it's actually really, really pretty. And to be able to just pour that all over my body, I'm kind of excited about that. So I just wanted to see how it applied onto the face first. I love that it's so natural. It's actually really, really subtle, very pretty. No chunky bits of glitter, which I cannot believe that some highlighters are still made with chunky bits of glitter, but yeah, really, really pretty. I'm gonna quickly fill in my brows, but I'd say that summertime, when you have fair skin, is always interesting, and any kind of product that allows you to add some glow is always really nice. And I don't think that I would, you know, like necessarily pour that all over my legs, but even just taking a product like that and mixing it in with your body lotion, just any kind of body glow is really helpful in adding some kind of like health and warm glow to the skin without, you know, having a tan on. So a product like that with the champagne shade instead of like the orange bits of glitter is very, very nice. So really pretty. I'm using my Benefit 24-hour brow gel, and I had recently posted on my TikTok being like, dear Benefit, please, please give us this magical formula, but with a more firm wand. This is something I've always said from the start of me using this product years and years and years ago, but it's such a fabulous formula and it literally lifts and cements the brow hairs so beautifully. No matter how many brow gels I've tried, I always find myself coming back to this because it's just clean, it doesn't get clumpy, it's so nice, but the wand is really flimsy and I always end up going back to my spoolie and like pressing it into my brow hairs because I need that like firm stick to like push it into the brow hairs and kind of shape it in the way I want, whereas the Benefit wand is like just a little bit flimsy and you can't really like get in there, but otherwise the formula itself is like the best one I've ever tried. It's so, so good. Merit Bespoke blush is the one of choice for today. Again, when the skin is feeling a little bit fair, I just want something to add a little bit of warmth, but most of my more like summery blushes just pull a little bit too warm for me. So this one kind of ends up looking like a little bronzer and just adds a bit of warmth as I blend it out. It doesn't stay like too purpley. It still gives a little essence of sun-kissed skin, and I just blend that all over the cheeks and kind of put it up around the brows too. Nothing too crazy, but I think it blends really well with the Vive Silhouette Stick. My Tower 28 concealer is here to stay. Not gonna lie, there's a few concealers that I've been interested in trying. I've been seeing some new ones come out. A few of the gals I follow, oh, I didn't blend out my lip contour. Oh, every time. A few of the gals on TikTok have been raving about the Makeup Forever concealer, and I just loved, like, they had the self-setting concealer that they've since discontinued, just like so many products that we use and love, and I just haven't tried any new ones. I kind of just like fixate on one product. Like if I'm using something and it works, I'm like, great, I will use it until it's done. So I have my Tower 28 concealers, and I don't really want to buy another one until I've used them up, but if there's any concealers that you guys have been loving, yeah, I've seen a few people raving about the Makeup Forever one. A lot of people love the the Hourglass concealer, which just, I don't know why that one has been like so off my radar entirely. But if you guys have any favorite concealers that you're loving, I'll happily try one once I'm through my Tower 28. But if not, I mean, I would just also happily pick up my Tower 28 concealer and just get the refill as I usually would. So would love to hear, is there any concealers that you're loving? And I don't want anything too full coverage, because especially in the summertime when I'm like sweaty and sweating off my makeup anyway, I don't need to add any more thick additional coverage. I just want something light and natural looking, as per always. I'm gonna set that in. I'm gonna use my Merit Bespoke lip liner on the lips. I do have one exciting new lip product, but at this exact moment that I'm filming this, I don't know if I can talk about it yet or if I have to wait a few more days. So there's a particular deeper lip stain that I've used and loved lots and lots here on my channel. And there's an exciting new little extension and launch coming out with that. But otherwise my lip products have been same old, same old. And the Bobbi Brown Bare Lilac Gloss. Now for powder, really quickly, I have gone back and I wanted to pick this up because one of my favorite dermatologists that I follow online is Dr. Sam Ellis, and she is so gorgeous, has some of the most beautiful skin that I've ever laid eyes on. And she did an entire dedicated video on this palette, and it made me kind of just pause and instantly go and purchase it, because I was like, if this is approved by her and she has like some of the most creamy, fair, gorgeous skin ever, perhaps this is something that I need to reconsider, especially going into the summer when I do just love having light makeup. And she was talking about the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette. Okay, I've like sworn off palettes like this over and over and over again, being like, no, this isn't something I'm gonna use. I never use all the shades, it's not great, whatever. But like her skin, it's just, you know, when you see something and you're like, oh, this is your ride or die. Like, do I need to retry this? Do I need to reconsider it? So this is for Dr. Sam. This is inspired by her. I was like, okay, well maybe I need to revisit this fair shade, because this is something that I haven't tried since this year, since I've been kind of like more on this fair edge of the world. And I wanted to see how these powders would fare on my more fair skin, and just use these as a little setting powder. But you know, they're powders that have a little bit of glow in them. As I'm applying this right onto my face, I'm like, I instantly already again don't think that that necessarily works for me. Does that just make me look like a disco ball, or does it look like a good glow? I kind of can't tell. Basically like the anti-mattifying, right? I just mixed the two shades in here. I know that this one's technically a little bit like extra glowy, but she was just kind of rocking and rolling with them. I'll have to keep playing with it, but just know I was inspired to pick this up again and put it to the test. Now the final products that I picked up are two of the products from the Marc Jacobs Beauty lineup, the relaunch, the rebrand, the new products. And I actually haven't seen these in store yet. I did order these online. I got the shade Light in the bronzer because the Giant White Omega Bronze was one of my favorite products of all time. This is not the same formula, but when they first announced the relaunch, this is like the one that I was the most excited about, because I thought that this packaging was so divine. So cute, so fun. This cute little like smushed chrome with the little daisy, like so pretty. This is the direction that I thought that they were going in for all the new products. And I thought the compact really was so beautiful. And it is only available online right now in Canada. Yeah, I don't think I've seen this in store. And now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, ooh, yeah, it's a little bit deep. It's a little bit warm. But I thought we could just use a little bit just to see. And you know, obviously I was like so excited for the Marc Jacobs Beauty launch. I've discussed it at length about how I just felt kind of like put off by a lot of the product names, and I felt like I just wasn't really the target demographic for the new products. But obviously as I've seen people using them and trying them, they're like, no, like these are amazing. The formulas are so good. And so I just thought I would pick up a few of the products that were kind of like tickling my soul. I was interested in the bronzer because I did love the old formula so much. I didn't really care for any of the shades of the blushes, to be totally honest. And I thought that this was like the one thing that I could try, which honestly, considering that it is certainly deeper, much deeper than the shade that I would need, that blended in beautifully. I just took the tiniest amount and took some off on my palm, but I really did think that that packaging was so cute. And the other product from the line that I was interested in was their volumizing mascara, and interested because they had brown. So they have black and brown, and you guys know how much I love a brown mascara, and my Lancome one is actually on its way out. It has been drying up, which is so sad. So I thought, like, again, it's fun. The packaging is fun. It's not necessarily catered to my particular taste, but I can appreciate the cutesiness of it. Everyone's like, it's so whimsy. It's whimsy. I think that word is being overused, but okay, I hear you. If there's one thing that I can test out and tell you if it's good, it's gonna be the mascara. mascara. It does have the hard bristles, the plastic wand, which is not always my favorite, but let's see. I'm gonna put this on today and we're gonna wear it together and do a little wear test. So I just thought we could try the mascara. It was another one of their most like beloved things. I was also considering picking up the eyeliners, but I did swear myself off of buying any more brown eyeliners because I just don't go through them. I don't use them. I have enough in my collection. I did not need to add any more. So here we are. We're gonna test the mascara and see how it wears today. It's very volumizing right away. It's not so lifting. I have my other mascaras I think that I use definitely lift my lashes up a little bit more, but the volume is there for sure. That's one little swipe, one little application. And also sometimes when you first open a mascara, it can be really wet. And then after the first like use or two, there's a little bit of dryness or tackiness that comes with it. And that's usually the good sweet spot. But sometimes the first application can be a little bit like, so moist. Lots of separation, lots of volume indeed. And actually the bristles aren't too long, so I'm not like stabbing my eyes, which sometimes happens when I use these harder plastic bristles. So far so good. It's a little bit more piecey volume, less fluffy volume. Does that make sense? Like it's almost a little bit like, it's not as fluffy as some of the other mascaras that I use, but still got a good wide look. We'll see how it wears. I just realized I certainly turned my face a little bit orange with that bronzer, but it's like, it's a pretty like healthy looking good glow. I'm not mad at it. And that's the makeup. I'm going to wear this today, put it to the test, see how the SPF tint wears, see how the mascara wears, and see how this powder looks on my skin, which it's growing on me right now, but that's my face done. I'll check in a little bit and give you some updates. Hi. It's now 6:30 p.m. This has been on my face for just under 8 hours, and I have to say, it's all performing much better than I thought it was going to. My face isn't looking as curdly as I kind of expected with a little SPF tint. Unfortunately, I do touch my hair a lot throughout the day like this, so I have absolutely like wiped the bronzer, but you can see the white patch on my forehead. That's so funny. And no flakes and smudges from the mascara. So overall, like, the makeup's looking pretty good. Pretty dang good. I can look pretty haggard by the end of a day, especially around my mouth. But I think because the base was so light, it actually ended up looking great. I have no lip stains on or anything today, so obviously my lip went away. I've had this like massive zit on my bottom lip for the last couple days. It's been so crazy, but yeah, you can just see where I've like touched my face throughout the day. So we'll just ignore that. So I think overall, I'm gonna give it a little stamp of approval for my fair gals out there, because again, some other lighter shades in products that I love have just not been great in the more fair tones. So this was far better than I was expecting it to be. It didn't give me any of that kind of like chalkiness or residue or leftover flaky flakes. So I was very impressed with that. That was very exciting. So the lightest shade approved. We'll have to test out the deeper ones and see how it compares to my gold standard little SPF tint there. And all of it wore pretty well throughout the day. Even the powder, I didn't notice any kind of like shininess or extra oiliness around my face, nor did I notice any dryness, but I definitely didn't get like any kind of blurring effect with that powder, with the Hourglass powder, which I don't think it's meant to do. It's more so meant to add that lit from within glow and just over, it's like a finishing powder. It's not a setting powder, right? So nothing magical there. It certainly wouldn't replace my like Charlotte Tilbury powder, but I also love how Dr. Sam uses it as an eyeshadow palette as well. So that's kind of a cute option, but it didn't like wow me. I wasn't wowed, and I don't think I was wowed the last time I tried it. So products work differently on everybody. So always take it with a grain of salt and make sure that you are looking out for the products that suit your skin type and your makeup styles the best. But that's my little review. There's my little wear test for you. And that's what the face is looking like at the end of the night. So I just wanted to pick up a few things that have been tickling my soul. You know, I've been less and less interested in testing new products. So when I do put some to the test, I want to make sure that it's something I'm either really excited about or they're just performing better than the products I already have and what is replacing it. I don't know if any of these products that I've tested out today will replace any of my favorites that I love. I think I'm most excited about the SPF tint just as a wonderful summery option to wear during the day. That's really light and nice. It has a little bit of extra protection in there, but for the rest of it, I'm like, there you are. That's how it wore. So those are my thoughts. Would love to hear what you think in the comments down below. Let me know if there's any products that you've been loving or trying out over this summer, any tippity top recs that you have, and I will see you all very, very soon for a new video.